Hello, everyone. Welcome back to The Climb Is Mine. Today is a bittersweet day for me. Today marks a year since I found out that my brother Sergio Alejandro Suarez had passed away. He had taken his own life, and honestly, I just can't believe that it's been a year. When I think back to the day, I remember how devastated I was. I was hurt, I was angry, I was sad, I was disappointed that this had happened. And at the same time, there was another part of me that it was hard. But yeah, I was very grateful that I had been 7 months sober, that I had those months under my belt. Because as horrible as it was losing my brother, I know that I couldn't go back into darkness. I couldn't go back there. And I could have used that pain as a reason for me to go back to the person that I used to be. I could have definitely started doing drugs and drinking easily, but I didn't. And that's one of the biggest things that, in his passing has changed me. The pain that I felt was unlike anything I had ever experienced. I remember similar pain when I had lost my dad to the same. My dad had also committed suicide, but there was something different about this pain. It was different this time. I think it was because I understood, in a sense of way, the pain that my brother was going through, that I could have never experienced before. I was 28 when my dad had passed away, and that caused a lot of pain for myself. I definitely went back to using drugs and drinking more heavily than ever, and I ended up actually going to rehab. I've been in that darkness. I know what it feels to be trapped in your own mind. I've been depressed. I've been hopeless. It's like, I don't know, to feel the pain. It's sometimes it's just never ending. And I know how he felt. I know that it was more extreme in his case, but I've got a glimpse of it, and that's what hurt me the most. You don't want people to feel that pain. And, he was in a dark place. And, his only belief was that, obviously to take his life was his only way out. I've been working so hard on myself because I wanted to become proof to him that you could change, that we can change. That we can rebuild our lives so we can have a different life. And when he died, it was just, I felt that it was too late and I didn't have that chance to even talk to him. But, here I am. And it's not, it's not late for me. And I had made a commitment to myself that I was just going to keep fighting. that I was going to keep helping myself first so that I could one day, help other people. And as I said, I had already been fighting 7 months before all this happened. And obviously this experience has even changed my life even more. It's a family curse, it's a bondage that I need to break. So yeah, and a week after I found out his passing is when I started this podcast. The Claim Is Mine. The Claim Is Mine. I didn't know what was going to become of it. I didn't know if anyone was going to listen. I didn't know where it was going to take me. I knew that God had placed this in my heart. And I just knew that I just needed to share the truth of what I was going through. Somewhere to process what I was going through, and a place to hold myself accountable. This podcast has become my healing. It's become part of my sobriety. It's become part of my growth. And today it's, next week is going to be a year. And I'm here sitting, taping episode 97. I can't even believe I'm saying that. I've shared my struggles in this podcast. I've shared my wins. I've cried. I talk about my fears. I talk about my mistakes. I talk about my faith. And every time I press record, I'm rebuilding myself. I didn't have courage, now I have courage. I didn't have confidence, now I have more confidence. And along this journey, I have found my purpose. I realized that maybe my story wasn't just about me. I don't know. I'm still figuring it out, but I realize that everything that I've been going through, I can help other people because I know, and I've been there and I'm rebuilding, I'm going through the motions, I'm going through the pain, I'm going through the building. And if I can help, if I can help people realize that you're not stuck, that you can change, that you can rebuild your life. And as I said, that's what I'm doing. And I have started Rebuild with Faith, which is, my program that I'm building. I'm helping people already. I'm creating something from the ground up that God has put in my heart. I've created my pain into something that I can help change. I'm learning how to help other people rebuild their lives as I continue to rebuild my own. And I think about how my story could have gone completely different. Once I found everything about my brother, I could have broken down. I could have gone into that darkness that I don't ever want to go back to. I could have given up. I could have said, fuck it. This is who we are. This is my life. My dad did it. My brother did it. This is us. This is me. But I made a decision. I continue to make a decision on a daily basis that I'm not going back. I'm turning this pain into something that matters. Something that I could create change, that I could help other people. And at the end of this, none of this could happen if I didn't have God in my life. Every single day I lean on Him. I talk to Him. I cry to Him. I ask Him for strength. I ask Him for peace. He guides me. But I could never done this. Never, ever. I surrendered, and I've mentioned this before, that the reason why I am almost 20 months sober is because I released and I have given everything to God to help me. I, in my own strength, cannot do this. He's carried me through every moment, and He continues to do so, and for that, I'm always going to be grateful. When my brother passed away, one of my mom's friends had called me, and of course she was devastated, but there was one thing that stuck with me that she said. She says, like, I am so sorry that you are going through this, and I don't know how this is going to happen, but I know that something good from all this is going to happen. And I really wasn't sure how to understand that or take it. I was like, how could anything good come from something so painful? But now I'm starting to understand, something good didn't come from my brother's death. Something good came from what I chose to do with that pain. And that's the very important difference, is what I have chosen to do with that. I don't want anyone to think that losing someone is a way that this is somehow meant to happen, because it isn't. It's devastating. It's changed my life forever. But I choose to keep living. I choose to keep fighting. I choose to keep growing. I choose to become the woman that God has created and meant for me to be. A woman who's intentional, a woman who's happy, joyful, grateful, abundant, healthy, giving, sober, who helps. A woman who wants this world to be a better place while I am here, if I can make a change. And then I look at who I have become today and how far I have come in this year with everything that has happened. I am definitely not the same woman that I was a year ago, and I'm incredibly, incredibly proud of myself. Sergio, I love you more than anything. I miss you. I wish you were still here. I wish you could see everything that's happening here on this earth, but I know that you're looking at me. I wish we could have grown and, become, but I will continue to become the woman that I am meant to be, and I know that you are carrying me as well. And I hope that I know that you're in heaven, and I just want you to know that I love you more than anything. Today isn't just about just remembering, that horrible day, but it's just a reminder of how important it is to not give up and to continue to fight and to continue to keep climbing and to continue to keep believing, and that I'm still here, a year later with a completely different frame of mind, as a completely different person that could have fallen back, I'm sober a year later. I'm still growing. I'm building. I'm helping. I'm living. I am becoming. So this episode is for you, Sergio, and for anyone that is listening who is just sitting in your own darkness for right now. Please, please, please don't give up on yourself. Your story is not over. You have to keep fighting, keep climbing. And if you don't know what the next step is, just take one at a time. And pray to God. God is always with you, giving you strength. I love you, Sergio, and you are missed. And I know that you are with me every day. And I will carry you with me as I go on this journey and as I continue to climb every single day. Thank you for climbing with me today. Remember that growth takes work, but it's worth it. Keep strengthening your mind, body, and soul. See you in the next one.